Wednesday, March 27th. This would have been our 5th annual Culture Creative Industry Forum. It was more a meeting about bringing, we've had 5 years of great guest speakers coming in to talk about what is happening on a global level with the culture creative industry. This time we brought it into a general meeting with all the St. Martin creatives to explain and understand A, how the Department of Culture works, what are the funding possibilities to the Department of Culture, what are our mission statements, how we move forward, and then B, we featured great speakers that are talking about what kind of artists it takes to receive funding, because the department has been focusing for the last 5 years on shifting information about the culture creative industry. There is no culture creative industry without investment in the arts. So that we spoke to the artist community for them to identify themselves, see what it takes to be an artist, what it means to be an artist, what are the different types of artists, and how you align yourself with international funding. Then we had that was a presentation by Imro. So he's visiting St. Martin, and he was a living example of someone who's an artist, but who has been living off of 20 years of receiving funding to perpetuate his art, his artistry. And he gave a great breakdown of the different type of artists that are existing and how you align yourself with funding agencies. And then we had another great presentation by Menelik Arnell of SXM, who has been giving great workshops, again, about the creative industries. So his presentation today was to present a list of funding agencies and possibilities, the pros and the cons, and how you can tap into that, which you can follow at SXM every Tuesday. Our next presenter was Leticia Peterson, who's a scout for Cultura Participatie, a Dutch funding agency, who is looking right now, has a call out to the tune of 50,000 euros, and you can contact her, and the deadline for that application is on May 1st. Our final guest speaker was Suzette Moses of the St. Martin Artists Guild, and she was giving us an update on the status of the St. Martin Artists Guild and how they see themselves moving forward. At the end of the day, this meeting was to bring you up to speed on what's happening with the culture creative industry community of St. Martin, how to organize ourselves, to be a power to reckon with, and to be part of the change that's shifting about the diversification of the one pillar economy into the culture creative industry, the orange economy.
So my name is Imro Blom. I'm director of an NGO in Holland, Mythicas. I developed a method to change behavior, and I use art as a tool. I'm an artist, and I'm being here because I want to share some knowledge, the identity of an artist. Normally, the first one is the artist is the performer. But if you like to go to the next level in the 21st century, then the artist is needed more than only performing. The artist is needed in social culture. And if you work in that sector and you are willing, then you can ask for funding to solve problems or to inspire society. So another sector that you are actually as an artist, that is when you are teaching lesson in classes, primary school, high school, university, because culture education in this time is more than important than ever. And why I like to share art in our society, because it's the key for a better society, for a better St. Martin.
providing opportunities for young men and women between the ages of 18 to 40 to develop personal and leadership skills through service to others was and still remains the motto and goal of the JCs, better known as JCI, Junior Chamber International, which was introduced on St. Martin back in 1960 by Mr. Ben Vlorn. Now, joining me today to talk about JCI is the National Vice President in Curacao, Mrs. Priscilla Delanoy Martinez, and our own St. Martin National Vice President, Miss Deirdre Thompson.
We, as she said, Dutch Caribbean, we made our survey for the strategic plan for the coming years. We did a survey among young people attending the universities. And one of the reasons they're not joining is either they are still not aware of what the organization is or what the purpose of the organization is, especially the young people. Some of them thought, oh, we're just a gezelschapgroep, so we come together and we have fun.
Yeah.
Or we're like any other organization, but we are not. So that's why one of the main purposes or goals of JCI on an international level for the coming years is to really focus on our brand awareness and visibility within our communities. If you want to get more members and recruit more members, you have to be out there.
Yeah.
You have to make it known what we do and what the benefits are for the potential new members.
Exactly.
And that we have a holistic approach towards the growth of our members. So we need to go more out there. That's why it's great that we are joining you today. Make it known what we do, why we're doing this, and like, for example, my colleague mentioned what it's meant for her. And I think stories like this can be an inspiration for a young person out there maybe looking at this program.
Right.
And she can say, oh wow, I want to be like her.
Yes,
I want to have the
yes,
skills
exactly.
like her. And she's someone from my community, so I can be like her. So she's an example for me.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we need to be doing more and more. Go out there, go where the young people are, either through social media, go to the university. That's what we need to develop and find out how we can best have an approach and coming towards the young people, our target group.
You know, it's almost like if you understand nature and if you understand the growth process of a tree, you know, the tree does not always stay at a certain height. This tree grows and expands and go up, you know, and then it flourishes. So within JCI, they expect you to come in, learn, grow, develop yourself, get on the leadership ladder. So become secretary, president, national vice president, national secretary, national, and then maybe on the international level. So there's a ladder that you can grow and expand yourself, and also help new ones coming in. So they expect or they understand that by the age of 40 that you would have utilized all of the opportunities that JCI have given you. And so at the age of 40 you have two options. There's a group that we call now JCI alumni. And to be a JCI alumni means that you have, a lack of better word, almost expired. Graduated. You have, thank you. You have graduated. And so you are now in that alumni group. And the alumni group still functions as JCI because they still do projects and they still host events and they still get together. They still have an opportunity to go to the international events. They can go and travel and meet other organizations, but they're within that alumni group. And then there's another group, once you've reached the age of 40, there's an opportunity as well for you to be awarded senatorship. And this means when you're being awarded a senatorship, this is a lifetime award that's saying, hey, we recognize you as a JCI member for life. You're now a JCI member for life because you have that recognition, you have that award as a senator. So, if you hear me earlier, we have referenced Senator John Hodge, Senator Ruth Olivachi, Senator Ardet. They were awarded the lifetime membership of a JCI member or collaboration. And so even as a senator, you have the opportunity still to participate in events, to travel abroad, to travel to World Congress, to travel to area Congress, to national convention, to these events. And in a essence, you're being honored too as well, because there's a special program for senators. The senators go on a special trip. They go on a tour, special tour, if they travel to these events. And so it's amazing with JCI. So it's not limited to the age 18 to 40. There's multiple opportunities for you. Even after the age of 40, you can be awarded the senatorship, or you can join the alumni, or you can even be in both groups. So there's ample opportunity. That's why, again, I can't emphasize enough, it's an amazing, beautiful organization.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is a blend for all of you. SXM, your social and health insurance is SXM, your social and health insurance is.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurance is.
On April 10th, the installation of the Territorial Youth Council will take place. This is an initiative promising to give a voice to the youth of this region. On this occasion, young people from all backgrounds will come together to form this council, representing a diversity of opinions, cultures, and aspirations. The installation of the Territorial Youth Council holds particular importance in a context where citizen engagement and youth participation are more necessary than ever. This council will provide a platform where young people can discuss topics that matter to them, propose innovative projects, and collaborate with local authorities to implement concrete initiatives. The challenges facing the youth of Saint-Martin are numerous, whether it be education, employment, the environment, or social participation. This Territorial Youth Council thus represents a unique opportunity for these young people to become agents of change and contribution to building a better future for their community. We will closely follow this event and keep you informed of further developments. So mark your calendars for April 10th for the official installation of the Territorial Youth Council of Saint-Martin.
The budget has been discussed, the budget has been voted and approved by the majority in the council, and we are ready to go. Everything is in full gear for the execution of the budget. We voted a budget of 260 million euros, 66 million for investment section, and 200 million for operation costs. That's the budget that was approved by the majority in the Territorial Council, and again, give us the green light to now continue the execution for 2024. There will be some adjustments during the month of May. We are still awaiting such decisions and arrival of additional funds to complete the budget for 2024. But I'm very much pleased that the opposition is out there asking nothing constructive. They boycotted the two meetings, both on the budgetary preparation and also orientation and also on the voting of the budget. They stayed away because they had nothing to contribute. They just argued the same nonsense. The gross salary has increased significantly, and this has been clearly explained not only to the opposition but to the general public, because I'm very transparent in my approach, but it has also been explained to the chambers, to some territorial accounts that do the auditing of our budget, and they concluded that yes, the budget has been approved, but most importantly is that they told us that if we are setting the stage to really be autonomous territory, that there has to be other additional increases in the overall cost of the gross salary, given the fact that we need to employ more technicians to help us manage the budget of St. Martin. That's what they need to understand.
The civil servants who are looking forward to their increases with the approval of this budget, and to know that because of multi-annual planning, they should be able to enjoy it for the next 2 years, increases as well, while we assess the salary scales. Because that's one thing I for sure hope won't be halted. It's been a long time coming. And many of the changes will involve change in mindset also by civil servants. So I ask you to be open to the changes towards improvement. I won't go into the details of some of the initiatives that have been brought forward for change, but I want to use a few words that I learned from a cultural icon turned department head, culture department head on St. Martin, Clara Riggs, who said, in our history, we've been through a period of survival. That was the enslavement period. And then when slavery was over, then we were industrious and trying to build for ourselves and work. Dying young from hard work, but ensuring we left something for the children, right? And this period we're in, she said, now is to appreciate the artists. So I'm happy to hear that we want to support artists, but I want us to support all the people of St. Martin. We need all kinds of people. Artists, doctors, lawyers, engineers, architects, photographers, all. Our education system has to adapt to that as well. Valuing each type of learner. It's already in the curriculum, but we have to do more. We have to do a lot more to get into 21st century learning for the life we are living. So I won't go on much further, Madam Chair, except to say that it's been an honor to serve, and I'm happy to see that quite a few of us here were elected in 2020 as well, and choices were made then. And in 2024, new choices are being made. But whatever happens, let it be for the better of the people of St. Martin. Let it be for the better of all the people of St. Martin.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is open for all of you.
Colleen Lowe has been appointed as the new Clerk of the Houses of Parliament. Her appointment takes effect today. She previously served as a Deputy Clerk. She replaces former Clerk Valerie Curtis, who retired on April 6. Mrs. Curtis's tenure ended in controversial circumstances after she was reprimanded by the Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness. Mrs. Holness accused her of gross dereliction of duty in relation to the handling of reports submitted by the Auditor General's Department. The opposition and unions have criticized the Speaker for the rebuke.
It was while addressing the opening ceremony of the Latimer House Principals Symposium that Chief Justice Sir Patterson Cheltenham identified a number of concerns. He is completely opposed, for example, to the President of Barbados having to give the green light for a member of the judiciary to go on temporary leave. Sir Patterson said this historical anomaly makes absolutely no sense, since the Chief Justice, who is head of the judiciary, is in a better position to make such a major decision that would impact the operations of the judicial system.
I think it is wrong, fundamentally wrong. The executive has no right saying to a Chief Justice, whoever he or she may be, that I will say that leave is to be granted to X or to Y, or on what terms and conditions. That is one of the things we have inherited. And I also recall when I first took up the job that my executive assistant used to say to me, oh, you have to write to the cabinet for when you're going overseas. I said, let me share something with you, ma'am. I did not take up this job to forfeit my freedom. However, as Chief Justice, I will duly inform them of my absence from the island, because that carries implications. There will be a need to have someone in office whilst I'm away. But I am not seeking cabinet's approval for my flights.
He also noted potential issues with judges having reached the age of retirement, needing to apply to the executive for an extension.
That is a request that ought to be made to whoever is the incumbent Chief Justice. He looks at the docket, you talk with the judge about how that person is feeling, how is your health, you think you can do an extra 2 years, or do you want at most 18 months? That is the type of intimate, personal, but also very professional dialogue you will have. You send that to the executive. And what then happens? You are in a civil matter dealing with constitutional issues, and you have to be contemplating, how do I go? No judge should be doing this. Do I go left? Do I go right? If I go left, maybe I'll get the extension. If I go right, they may be angry with me.
Additionally, Sir Patterson said his office was also lacking administrative office essentials because the budget for the registration department is controlled by the Attorney General.
So technically, a Chief Justice could say, well, it's your bailiwick. It's nothing to do with me. And if it falls, if it stands, it's at you. I don't take that approach. I think as a Chief Justice, you have to be responsible and you have to be concerned about how the registration department functions, because it is the engine room. If you're the pilot, you have to be sure that the engines are working well. But it's a matter in which I have no say.
The symposium will expose members of the judiciary to the Latimer House Principals Toolkit, which provides a practical guide to enhancing the separation of powers. The Chief Justice is hoping for positive suggestions to come out of the robust discussions that will redound to the improved judiciary. The event, being held at the Lloyd Erskine Sandford Centre, has been organised by the Commonwealth Secretariat. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.